Hey guys, welcome back again to our channel Morning Alarm. In this video, I'm gonna tell you about the relational database from DBMS. Look at the definition first. A relational database can store and arrange the data in the tabular forms like rows and columns. It is very simple, and the relational database can be represented as a tabular form having rows and columns. Let's go to the next slide. Here, the types of relations is represented. Let's look at it. The first one is one-to-one relationship. It is used to create a relationship between the two tables in which a single row of the first table can only be related to one and only one records of second table. Similarly, the row of the second table can also be related to the any one row of the first table. Here is the one-to-one relationship tables. Uh, Simply, it is having two tables in which the one of the row of the table A is related to the one of the row of the table B. Similarly, that one of the row of the table B is related to the one of the row of the table A. Simply, this is called a one-to-one relationship. Next, this is one-to-many relationship. It can be described by the both these tables here. It is used to create a relationship between the two tables. Any single row of the first table can be related to the one or more rows to the second table. But the rows of the second table can only relate to the one row in the first table. It is also known as many-to-one relationship. Okay, let's talk about this. Consider this table A is having the row which is including a name Thomas. He is playing some games which are cricket, volleyball, caroms, and boxing. Simply by using this table, you can observe that Thomas is a person who is interested in cricket, volleyball, carom, and boxing, which means a single person is interested in multiple games. So that here the relation is represented in between the one row and the to the many rows. So simply it is called a one-to-many relationship. And also we can say that the cricket, volleyball, carom, and boxing are used to played by the Thompson. Okay, Thompson. Sorry. So we can also say that it is also called many-to-one relationship with respect to the table B. With respect to the table A, it is one-to-many relationship. So, and this is the last type of the relationship. This is called many-to-many relationship. Okay, let's talk about this. It is many-to-many relationship that create a relationship between the two tables. Each record of the first table can be related to any records or no records in the second table. Similarly, each record of the second table can also relate to more than one record of the first table. It is also represented as n is to n relationship. For example, there are many people involved in each project, and every person can involve in more than one project. Basically, it is an example of an employee and a project. Simply, if a project is begun, it has many employees because single person can't do a single project, so that a project needs so many employees. And also, that employee may be related to the another project. So it is a best example for many to many relationship. It is also called n is to n relationship. Basically, we are using the n letter for the uh, number of letters or number of numbers. If we are considering n numbers, that means 1, 2, 3, and so on, n natural numbers, n whole numbers, so that n represents here the many. So it is simply said that n is to n relationship. That means many to many relationship. Uh, let's talk about let's talk more about the RDBMS relational database. A relational database can store and arrange the data in a tabular form like rows and columns. We have already discussed about it, and the next point is the data normalization feature is available in the relational database, which means the data is organized. The data is simply organized in a manner so that the data normalization feature is available in this RDBMS. It supposes a distributed database. It suppose a distributed database, which means we have already discussed about the types of RDBMS, which are one to one, many to many. These are distributed tables which are related to each other. By using those relationships, we can distribute them. In a relational database, the values are stored as tables that require a primary key to process the data in a database. Basically, a primary key is required in this RDBMS. In that primary key, each row having the different values so that we can identify the row by using this primary key values. It is designed to handle a huge collection of data and multiple uses. RDBMS is basically designed to handle that a huge collection of data and a number of multiple users. A relational database uses integrity constraints rules that are defined in ACID properties. Remember that ACID properties are nothing but atomicity, consistency, integrity, and durability. Those are defining some integrity constraints, which we will discuss about it later. And in a relational database, those ACID properties defining integrity constraints, and it uses the integrity constraints. And the next one is stored data can be accessed from the relational database because there is a relationship between the tables and their attributes. Advantages of the DBMS are simple model. It is a simple architecture and it can be handled with simple SQL queries to access and design the relational database. The next advantage of the RDBMS is data accuracy. The accuracy of the data in relational database table is greater than any other database system, which means the data organized in this relational database is more accurate than other database. Easy to access data. The data can be easily accessed from the relational database and it does not allow any pattern or way to access the data, which means we can easily access the data by using the simple SQL queries. And the next advantage is security. It sets a limit that allows specific users to relational database in RDBMS. So it is good in security also by limiting the number of users to this relational database. And the collaborate is the last one. It allows multiple users to access the same database at a time, which means multiple users can access the data so that they can manipulate, they can learn from it, or they can study from it. This is about the relational database. If you want the more content about these subjects, just do subscribe to our channel and we will give you what you want.